How to start a spiritual life, and do we need a guru? In theory, you don't need a guru. God is there. You are there. God is yourself. You are consciousness. You are divinity. It's the core of who you are. In theory, you should be able to close your eyes and sit down and meditate and get there. In practice, it's not so easy. Both in our meditation on the cushion as well as in our moving through the world. I'm consciousness, love. I should move through the world as love, as consciousness. Not guided by my ego, not guided by my fears, not guided by my desires or my attachments. But unfortunately, I find myself guided by ego and identity and fears and attachments much more than I would like to be. And what the guru does, because unfortunately I'm only able to see it in retrospect. It's like afterwards you look back and you think, oh God, another ego moment. Oh God, another fear moment. Oh God, another moment of separation. But the guru in that moment, whether the guru's with you physically or not with you physically, you'll feel, you'll hear the guru with you. Or something will happen. And you'll realize, oh, thank God. Thank you for pulling me out of that moment. So, in theory, you don't need a guru. We have lots of history of all the religions of mystics and enlightened sages who just got there. Just happened. But for the vast, overwhelming majority of us, our egos block it from happening. And what the guru does is shines a light on us that dissolves a lot of the darkness of the ego. It's not that the ego itself goes away. It's that the veil that the ego holds over the rest of you, that goes away. So the ego is still present, but it's just no longer able to kidnap and blindfold you and drag you to wherever it wants you to go. So I, on a personal level, from my experience, highly recommend a guru. And lastly, in terms of how to begin on a spiritual path, it's actually really easy. Commit yourself to it. What a spiritual path at its most basic simply means is, I am going to see the world. I'm going to see myself, and I'm going to see the world as spirit, as energy, as soul, rather than just as form. In form, I see separation. In spirit, I see connection. And so a beautiful way to start is just whomever you meet, wherever you go. Instead of seeing them as man, woman, pretty, ugly, fat, thin, rich, poor, Indian, Western, friend, foe, can you look in their eyes and see them as divine? Can you see soul? I don't mean can you see their soul, like their individual soul, but can you see soul? And then, can you see self? When you see soul, can you realize, well, that's actually the same as, so that's actually me in there and in there. Can you see that? And if you can't see it all immediately, don't worry. In 2 minutes, I'm trying to give you, I have no idea when I'm going to see you again. I'm trying to give you years of practice. If you can do it for a moment, do it for a moment. And then remind yourself again the next moment. And every time you forget, just re-remind yourself. And wherever you go, whatever you do, try to commit yourself to just being a vehicle for God's work. As Puja Swamiji says, he says it so beautifully. He says, instead of thinking what for me, think what through me. So most of us move through the world thinking about what for me? What am I going to get in this? And instead of that, think what through me. How can I be a vehicle? How can I be a clear channel for that flow? And keep yourself open, and the Guru will come.